I would have liked to wake you guys up with some soft, beautiful music, cup of tunes, maybe some This Little Light of Mine. You know what I mean? But Tamara, it's the middle of the morning. You feel me? And what we gonna do is we just gonna we just gonna let this rest. We're gonna let this rest. The subject matter that we have to talk about today is a very serious one, as y'all can see who's on the screen. And what I do know is that better be a seltzer water in his hand, because that young man was 18 years old when he was, I'm gonna say, unalived on this island that he went to with his friends of no color on July 4th. Now, the fact that it was on July 4th concerns me because we all know what day that was. We know what that represents. Okay. And it makes me think that his parents, maybe because they have a little bit of money, they feel like it's okay for them to not teach him his history or not wake him up, right? Not for him to be unwoke. You feel what I'm saying? Right? So that's concerning for me. That's just the initial impression. Just looking at him go off in this crowd of people, it gives me the impression that he has never been awakened, if you understand what I'm saying. But I'm going to let y'all tune in right quick. Good morning to y'all. Good morning to y'all. Y'all know I wasn't going to wait for it, for the rev up. Y'all knew I was going to start talking immediately. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to let y'all go ahead, tune in. Turned my iPhone off, and I need to turn it back on or find my other phone. And I wish my room wasn't in this alley because there's people in my mouth right now as I speak while I'm talking to y'all. Good thing for me is this is a public announcement and I'm on the internet with the entire world. So I'm okay with that. Yep. Right now. Absolutely right now. But yeah. Come on, join me. Come on, join me. Come on, join me while I turn my iPhone on, y'all. By the way, if nobody told y'all, don't get an iPhone 17. I hate this phone. It's the worst phone that I've ever had in my entirety of living. I cannot stand this phone. It's absolutely horrible. But I'm about to tune in from said phone because I want to see. Hold on. What are we doing? What is this doing? It's trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. It may take a few minutes. Okay. Well, in that few minutes, I'm trying to let y'all come on in the room. Oh, let me turn the comments on. Last time I didn't have... Judge Shady Court, Ben Crump has already found out what's happened. He's already picked their case up. He made an announcement. He said, we've been retained by the family of Nolan Wells, a beloved son, teammate, and friend who went out to celebrate the 4th of July and never came home. The wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College was preparing to return for the upcoming football season and would have turned 19 next month. His family deserves answers. They deserve the truth. And then he posted a picture of it. And then he said, we will not rest until every fact about what happened to Nolan on Horn Island, until every fact of what happened about, we will not rest until every fact about what happened to Nolan on Horn Island is brought into the light. And we call on investigators to pursue this case with the urgency and transparency this family deserves. Another person says, yes, my son, her name is Queen Witchy Ways. She said, yesterday my son was on the phone with one of his Caucasian male friends who thought it was funny to tell him I'm white. So I'll always beat you at Monopoly. I immediately made him hang up the phone and told him the story of Nolan Wells and Tamia Horsford. Someone who says things like that is not your friend, and we need to teach our kids how to tell the difference. Rest in peace, Nolan Wells, and rest in peace, Tamia. Is it Tamla or Tamia Horsford? Now, that's what I was saying about in the beginning about Nolan Wells and his parents. I think perhaps because Nolan Wells grew up wealthy, right? Let's just be honest. Wealthy black people, they're living amongst this community that doesn't have a choice but to accept them. Because what are they going to do? What you going to do about me being rich and living in your neighborhood? You see what I'm saying? That's how I feel like his parents were thinking. So they're not teaching their children the wokeness of being an African American young man in this Caucasian community, to the point where you let your son go off with these people on 4th of July. These people right here, that don't even look, it don't even look right. Something's wrong. So with that being said, y'all, with that being said, good morning. We came to talk about Nolan Wells. And I came to talk about how disturbed I am with this case. I'm irritated with this case and everything else. Like, I'm so disturbed and irritated with this Nolan Wells case that I, my soul, it hurts. You have to understand, this boy was only 18 years old. He was really, really in a position where he could have been anything. I try to tell people, um, I try to tell them when they're that age, especially my daughter, you have the opportunity to be anything in the world that you want. If you grow up and be these people you see around you, that's your fault. That's your fault. Because at that age, you just have any opportunity in the world. Now, let's talk about this tragic passing away of Nolan. His middle name was Xavier, too. Y'all know that's one of my favorite names. Now, come on now. Okay. I wanted to pull up a timeline, but also I was smoking. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Uh-oh, hold on. Let me get back to it. Okay, because we on my phone. All right, let me take one more puff. One more puff. If you ain't puffing with me, my apologies. See there? No coughing involved. Like I said, this young man had better be drinking a seltzer water, a spritzer, a Red Bull, anything other than what I think these young men right here are drinking. When you mix alcohol with young age and race and everything that was mixed with this, firecrackers and several people, various attitudes and demeanors, you get an array of things that's just not good. You understand what I'm saying? So here's a timeline. So Nolan Wells, he was a college student athlete from Ocean Spring, Mississippi. That's according to Ben Crump. He disappeared on July 4th, 2026. He went on a boat with this group of friends to Horn Island. It's like a barrier island off of the Gulf of Mississippi. They went to go celebrate Independence Day. Obviously, on the island, around 3 p.m., people said that there were witnesses and search coordinators that was reported that he was last seen talking to some girl. The witnesses and search coordinators, excuse me, reported that he was last seen talking to a little girl at the end of the island. Now, apparently, there might have been some disagreement between him and another boy over this little girl. And a lot of people are blaming the little girl and saying, oh, she did this and she started that and her boyfriend and this, that, and the other. I mean, he's a young, strapping man. He's an athlete. I'm sure his little body looked good to her in her eyes. You understand what I'm saying? And they had a little conversation. You know, jealousy or not, death still is not warranted, especially not over no little girl. Hello, how many of them was he about to have? I'm just saying. Okay. He was talking to a girl at the end of the island when his friends returned to the mainland after the evening. He wasn't with them. So they came back without him. What they told investigators and what investigators told the public was that he chose to stay on the island. He chose to stay on Horn Island with no phone, no way to contact his family, no way to get off the island. Now, I call for all white people at this point to protect their black friends. Because if your black friend decided that he wanted to stay on an island by himself with no communication, you, as his friend of any color, should say, man, you fucking tripping, bro. You fucking tripping, bro. Let's get back to the mainland, man. Okay, I agree with whoever this person is.
Investigated because I'm not sure that I believe they had nothing to do with this. Because I'm sorry, but if my friend goes missing, I'm going to be using my social media to find out where the fuck they are. I'm not going to unfollow them and then deactivate my account. And for the sheriff to come out and say, oh no, we don't think that there's any like foul play. He drowned on the 4th of July when everything's fucking busy and no one saw anything. But let's just for a second say they had nothing to do with that. If you brought your friend, why the fuck did you leave without them? Did your mom not teach you manners? If your friend group looks like this, his safety should be your biggest fucking priority. Because if I'm taking a friend out, especially if my friend is a person of color, their safety is now my responsibility. Oh my God, why are we making this about race? Because it is. Cut the colorblind bullshit. Understanding and acknowledging that my friend is a person of color is not racist. In fact, to pretend to not see that and be completely ignorant of it puts them in danger. How? Because I know at least when they're with me, I can guarantee I'm at least looking out for their safety and their well-being. I can't guarantee that a group of strangers that we just met are looking out for them as well, that they don't have ill intention, that they're not racist. And because I don't know that, baby, you're coming back home with me. These boys told the sheriff, oh, well, he was talking to some girl and he wants to on the island, so he left. No. I don't care if you call me the biggest cockblocker and you're kicking and screaming the whole way to the fucking car. Baby, I'm not leaving my friend with strangers. What the fuck are you doing? We have to recognize that when we have friends of color and we go out with them, there are faces, places, and spaces that are not safe for them. And this naive, I don't see color bullshit can potentially put them at harm. We look out for our friends, and we especially look out for our friends when they are a person that is marginalized. That is the bare minimum. I'm hoping that Nolan Wells is...
Did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? This man just said so much all in one video. First of all, let's get to the main meat of what he said. He said black people in his white community are not safe. Did y'all hear what he said? And he said he is a friend of people of color and that he has to protect us. That he understands that as people of color, when we come along with him and his friend group looks like this, and we're this man, this little boy, in a friend group that looks like this, that our safety is now his priority. Uh-oh, excuse me, y'all. This thing, wait, is it gonna cut us off? What did it just say? It better not cut us off. If it do, y'all, I'm gonna have to come back. It said 50 something seconds. Did y'all see that? But did y'all hear what that man said? That is just simply unbelievable. And that is at he said that's the bare minimum of what you do for your friends of color. Let's listen to it again. Hopefully my phone don't cut off. If it do, I'm going to come back on my other phone. Hold on. I'm trying to replay it.
Fully investigated because I'm not sure that I believe they had nothing to do with this. Because I'm sorry, but if my friend goes missing, I'm going to be using my social media to find out where the fuck they are. I'm not going to unfollow them and then deactivate my account.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, God. I'll be back, y'all. It's going to cut us off. Why is this happening in my video? Let me re-up the... Well, unbelievable that happened, but it happened. And I'd like to move on from it. Okay, I'm back. And thank you guys for those of you who held on, which was no one. Okay. I had 12 people in here and they just decided to go and go with my little update. Okay. Let's finish talk about what we were talking about. Okay. We were in the middle of listening to this video from this man talk about his African American friends. Okay. And in
to
the
do with
video,
this? Because I'm sorry, but if my friend goes missing, I'm going to be using my social media to find out where the fuck they are. I'm not going to unfollow them and then deactivate my account. And for
okay, that's the part that we left out. We left that. So why would you unfollow and then deactivate your account if you had nothing going on with you and Nolan Wells? If there was absolutely no foul play and nothing going on, why would you need to deactivate your account, unfollow him? Why would you not be on your social media like, oh my God, pray for my friend, he came up missing? I mean, that alone is a sign of fight or flight. It's a sign of panic. Why are you panicked? What did you do that you should be panicked about this young man going up missing? Thank you guys for coming back. Those of you who are coming back, we did have a slight pause. My phone had to update. That's annoying, but it happened, and we all know I'm on my phone, so it is what it is, okay? All right, let's hear what else he had to say.
say, oh no, we don't think that there's any like foul play. He drowned on the 4th of July when everything's fucking busy and no one saw anything. But let's just for a second say they had nothing to.
No. A person doesn't just start drowning and you don't hear them screaming, yelling, flapping around. A drowning is a very eventful thing. A very eventful thing. There's gonna be a point where he's going to be fighting for his life by himself and with the water. And what that looks like, it looks and sounds very eventful. It's not a thing that happens silently off to the side. Okay? That is not a drowning is not a thing that happens silently off to the in the background. No, it's something that everyone's going to notice, period.
Do with that. If you brought your friend, why the fuck did you leave without them? Did your mom not teach you manners? If your friend group looks like this, his safety should be your biggest fucking priority. Because if I'm taking a friend out, especially if my friend is a person of color, their safety is now my responsibility. Oh my god, why are we making this about race? Because it is. Cut the colorblind bullshit. Understanding and acknowledging that my friend is a person of color is not racist. In fact, to pretend to not see that and be completely ignorant of it puts them in danger. How?
Okay, you hear that? You heard what he said? He said that us as people of color are not safe, honey. We need his protection, their protection, as in a friend group that looks like this. This is what these people have to, this is how they are looking at us, as if that's okay. As if that's okay. You know what trips me out about other races that are racist? It's like, bro, the only people that don't like y'all trying to idolize being like them. They don't like y'all, but y'all don't like us. It's crazy. That's crazy work. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have these people here who just don't like anyone. Because for some reason in their brains, everybody needs to look like them, everybody needs to act like them, everybody needs to do what they do. That is ignorance. That is the definition of ignorance. That is the definition of the N word, literally. If you think for 1 second that everybody in the world needs to look like you, act like you, talk like you, or else they're this and they're that and they're all these bad things, then you are the N word, because that's what it means. You're the definition of it. But then also, you are the definition of trash, wasted space in America. Go somewhere where everyone looks like you. Problem solved. Problem solved. Elsewise, you are wasting space in America. That's not what this space is about out here. This is about being a united state. And if you don't understand that, go back to where everyone looks like you so that you can be a happy person. It's a simple solution for everything. You see what I'm saying? Everything has a very simple solution versus you putting other people in harm's way because of your sicknesses, your mental illnesses. And you putting that off on other people and other people's life that have nothing to do with that retardation you have going on in your brain about their appearance or their culture. Understand this. This is my issue with Nolan Wells' mother, his parents. I don't feel like they, as African American parents, taught him anything about who he is. Unwoke. Unwoke. And it's not cute. Now, I was on the part where his friends returned to the mainland without him. Okay. He was not with them. They assumed, is what they told the investigators, that he had arranged a ride back with someone else. Now, if y'all went by a boat, okay, and you took your homeboy, any friend of any color, it doesn't matter, out to an island by a boat, why would you assume that he would safely make it back without you? Make it make sense. And to me, it sounds like, I mean, when you mention boat and drowning and African Americans, that don't make me have a good that don't make me have a good impression at all. Okay, that actually makes me think of the old days, and y'all know what I'm talking about. That make me think of something else, babe. What was y'all doing out there? Pretending to be, you feel what I'm saying? What was y'all doing? Like, honestly. My. I done got locked out of my iPhone. Hold on. I don't know how to work this thing, and I don't even like this thing. 1 second. Simple solution for all of it. Unable to activate. What? It may take a few minutes. Okay. I'm confused. Anyway, so that was his final sighting, by according to his friends. That they seen him talking to the little, we know what she was, girl. And they assumed he'd get a ride back. Okay. They say he said he didn't want to leave because he was busy talking to the little girl. Okay. Um, oh, 1 second. Let me see something. Why is this person directly underneath my window? Oh, the police is towing somebody's car underneath my window. I promise y'all, you never know what adventures you might get with where I stay. Because they are right at my window towing somebody's car. And the police is, what is happening? It's 2 police in the alley. It's 4 police in the alley. And it's a garage car. And they're towing somebody's car home. So did they just arrest somebody? Is that what all that noise was? Because did y'all hear all that noise or was it just me? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir. Excuse me. Hi. What's going on?
Huh?
What's going on?
Towing a car.
Is everything okay?
Yep.
Okay. It's a lot of officers for a car. They looking in the car. Somebody got killed or something. They got their flashlights looking in the car. Well, I don't know what's going on, you guys, but that's what's going on outside my window. So if you guys hear a lot of noise in the background, that's what it is. Okay, let's get back to it. So, That was the last sighting. Gosh, my goodness, y'all. It's never, you never know what might go on my live videos. This is the reason why my life be a movie on the accident channel. On an accident. Okay? All right, so then as they return home without him, the mother, Christine Wansley, she alerted police at midnight when he didn't come back home. All of a sudden, they have this big, massive multi-agency search, okay? Which I hope and pray that they actually investigate, because what I don't want is for them to pretend like they're utilizing these resources and wasting all this money on these resources to just then not actually investigate what happened. Like, we need to know what happened. We need autopsy. We need all that. We need everything. We need it all. Ain't nobody finna go to sleep on this case. Like, are they okay? Just because Christine Wansley and her husband didn't teach her child that to look like this in a group of this type of people wasn't okay, it wasn't okay to begin with, doesn't mean that we're not going to follow up. Okay? We're on that, period. So they launch a multi-agency search, okay, involving the Jackson County Sheriff Department, the U.S. Coast Guard, crazy work, Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, and then volunteers from the United Cajun Navy. And that's according to the Sun Herald that said that. July 6, 2026, a U.S. park ranger discovered his remains in the water offshore near the northwestern tip of Horn Island. The family subsequently confirmed the identity as well. So that means that they picked his body up. The investigators found his body, picked his body up, or the park ranger found his body. They picked his body up, and then I'm sorry, I'm being nosy. I'm just looking out the window. What the hell is going on? Whose car is that? Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so they got his body, and that means that the parents had gone to a facility to then identify his body. So this is sometime after, more than likely into the next day, right? So now we have the current status, which is that the Jackson County Sheriff Department is leading an active investigation into his death. The Jackson County Sheriff, John Ledbetter, he said the authorities believe that Wells drowned, but they're waiting on 100% confirmation and autopsy results. And officials stated they don't suspect any foul play, but they're still thoroughly investigating. Now, I will tell you guys this. They have to say that at the beginning. They have to be like, either, there's foul play, or if they don't, suspect any, then hell, they don't suspect any. But they have to let the public know something, right? Because it's obviously become a public matter, right? Here's the thing. I believe 100% that the Jackson County Sheriff Department and surrounding departments is going to investigate this. And I hope to God that they know, after speaking with his family, after speaking with friends, that this boy was an athlete. What the fuck would he drown for? What the fuck would he drown for? He was an athlete. He can swim. Yeah, guess what? In case they didn't know down there, African American people can swim, okay? And on top of that, they got some Freaky Friday, the people under the stairs, get out stuff going on down there in Mississippi. What the hell y'all doing down there? Because this would have never happened around this way. And that we got beaches and everything else out here. Ain't none of that going on. That's crazy. The most freaky thing that happened in California was when they said it was a tsunami gonna come. It might be a tsunami. That's the most freakiest thing I ever heard, other than all these fucking fires. But some shit like this that just happened with Nolan Wells, nah, baby, not normal. Okay? Now, as we know, this case has drawn heavy national attention, intense speculations, especially on social media, okay? Authorities have confirmed that they're reviewing a widely circulated TikTok video showing these friends in a heated confrontation on Horn Island the day of Nolan Wells' disappearance, but they've not officially connected the video to his death. Now, what we're going to do is we going to head on over to TikTok. And we're going to look up Nolan Wells. If you guys don't know my TikTok, please make sure you follow me at True Diamond Tea Brew and Talk. And you guys did just see them numbers change from 440 something to 492. So we growing. Also, I did recently post AT2 and I's Las Vegas adventure in chronological order on my TikTok. So if you don't feel like watching a 3-hour video, you got little clips right there for those of y'all who love the reels. All right, let's get over to the search bar and we're going to look for Nolan Wells. I want to find that video. Hold on. Okay, do you guys hear that? First and foremost, look at all these people that are on the island. All these people on Horn Island, and you expect for me to believe that Nolan Wells just sat there and drowned and no one saw it. No one saw it. Or did they do it? Or did they stand there and watch and did not care? Okay? There is not but one person of where there's not but one. He's the only one. Is he the only one? Is that another African American boy? You see right here? Is that another African American boy? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Because I'm using my one hand. Y'all see these two? Are those African American boys? I can see one of them is. One of them is, and I believe that's Nolan Wells' friend group. And you can see someone even looking at them. They're arguing. Man. Look at all these people. All these adults, all these boats. All these kids, all these women. Okay. So that is enhanced audio, which I'm grateful for because the other video didn't sound like this. But you can hear them arguing there in the background.
Yo, hey, I like taking on the middle float, correct? I hear shit. He's a grown-ass man. He's about to fucking swim. Look, I'm gonna die. Oh, my God.
Is that the audio? Was that audio? Hold on. Bro, what the fudge cakes? I'm disturbed as hell. Okay, I'm not going to listen to a whole bunch of singing and whatnot. This is crazy. And it's like you can see him standing off to the side. You saw him standing off to the side. You know, you could see him kind of like separated low key from the rest of the group. I mean, I don't honestly though. So if they were arguing though, right, then they may have left without him being like, fuck that, MIFO. You know what I'm saying? Leave his ass here. You know, this, that, and the other. In which case, he should have been able to go to someone for refuge. There were a lot of people there. Someone saw what happened or did something to him. Simple. Okay. Um, so on July 7th, civil rights attorney Ben Crump announced that the family have retained him. Listen, all we want is full transparency. That's exactly what Ben Crump is asking for. All we want is full transparency. Simple. The girl that he was talking to on the end of the island, her name is Katie. She's been getting attacked really, really bad. This has launched a real bad racial type of situation. This is not a good thing at all. The way that it looks, the optics of it is ugly, because it's a little black boy and he's on an island with these, little white boys and all these white people, and they're arguing with him, and then he ends up gone, unalived. Okay, the optics of this very much so looks like they might have been practicing to bring it back. You know what I'm talking about? What in their brain made them think it was okay for a little African American boy to be unalived in their presence while they're even anywhere near it? I call for the world to ruin all of, and when I say all of, I mean the entirety of everyone that was theirs life. I'm so serious. Because at one point or another, you're still an adult. It's your job to protect the children around you. That's a child. And it don't matter whose child it is or what color they are. It's still your job to protect the children around you. Simple. As an adult, if I was at Magic Mountain and I seen a little girl crying and she was a little white girl and I'm like, hey, is that your daughter? And they're like, no. And I'm like, is this your baby? Like, no. I would expect at least two more mothers to try to help me get her to some type of safety. Rather that be the police, stand there with me till they get there or whatever. At one point or another, you're an adult. It's your job to protect children, bruh. Simple. Every single person that was there should be arrested. Because what the hell are you doing? Now, the only question that I have is the boy next to him. He also looks African American. Where's this boy? I want to talk to that boy. This boy. Wait, hold on. That way. Do y'all see? There's another friend group. It's girls, right? Y'all see the girls next to him. They're little girls. There's a little boy walking in the middle. That is another black boy. Where is he? Because as far as I'm concerned, they're the only two black people on that island. I don't see not near another black person on that island. At all. And I would like to know where the hell that child is. Because, baby, if we finna have part two, my heart ain't gonna be able to handle that. And on top of that, we need to hear from him because you were there. We need to understand what happened in your eyes from your perspective, dear child. Right? Seriously, we really do. This whole case is disturbing. Very much so upsetting. I'm irritated as hell about it. I be questioning parents a lot. Excuse me, y'all. I'll be questioning parents a lot. I'll be wanting to know what the F, what the F goes on in their brain. Why is your two African American children, why are they there with other adults and not you? It's a whole bunch of other adults. Did you talk to the parents? Those are questions I have. Did you, as a parent, with this boy who's still living in your home, who's still in high school, or I'm sorry, college, excuse me, did you talk to any parents or anybody else that would be there just out of, even if it was just, let's say Nolan Wells was 19. Let's say, because he's due to turn 19 um, in a few days, right? Let's say he was 19 years old. And and within him being 19 years old, he still lived in your house. He was in college, and he was trying to get his life together, da 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 da. And he was like, "Oh, I'm going to with my homies to Horn Island for 4th of July, right?" And you like, "Oh, okay." You go on with your little white friends. Like, I mean, like, man, don't do that. Yeah, we finna go to Horn Island. Like, no, okay, Nolan, make sure you keep your phone on. Make sure you keep your, you know what I'm saying, this and that. Here, make sure you do this, man. That's the normal, you know what I mean? Like, make sure you come back with them. If you gonna leave with them, come with them. If you gonna come with them, leave with them. Because you know how it is. You know how people are. Don't be trying to get caught up in none of their mess. And, mind your business while you're there. They'll be done said it's your fault. And, it's simple stuff like that. Those little things go a long way. That's called wokeness, waking your children up. Okay? Those small little things go a long way. Because as you can see with Nolan standing around with his friends just cussing at him, he's not woke. And he's very much so was not being aggressive. Okay? So, let me say this. Nolan Wells wasn't being aggressive. Sometimes, as an African American person, sometimes you have to make a scene, man, just for safety purposes. It don't even matter. Sometimes, as a woman, you have to make a scene just for safety purposes. Sometimes, and this was one of those moments where he needed to, but instead of him doing that, he's standing off to the side, looking to the side while they cuss him out, man. Look at that. Oh, I passed it. Wait. Oh. He's standing off to the side while these boys are standing around with their hands on their hips. And, you can see the man in a hat looking at him, like I said. He's standing off to the side from his friend. One boy got his hand on his head. He probably like, what the fuck is happening? How we go from this arguing to him not coming home? All of a sudden, you thought he would find his own way. Y'all all wrote back without him. They all need to be locked up. This reminds me of the Murdaugh case. Alex Murdaugh, his son, he ended up unaliving somebody on a boat. Alex Murdaugh ended up being an attorney. That's another aspect of this case that a lot of people are not bringing up, which is that these friends right here of Nolan Wells are said to have attorneys for parents and teachers and government workers and stuff like that. These are the rumors that are going on online right now, okay? And these people are said to be well connected to judges and, the sheriff department and stuff like that. And so they're saying that they're procrastinating on properly investigating because of that. Now that's just a couple of here and there rumors, but that could be true. That happened in the Alex Murdaugh case. His son unalived somebody on a boat, and he used his client's money to save his son get his son out of trouble, about 1 point something million dollars, to pay the judge to keep his son from serving a lifetime sentence or 15 years to life at least. Okay? And so those things exist in real life. Things like that actually happen. Now, Alex Murdaugh ended up killing his own son and his wife and going to prison himself. But nonetheless, he did pay that judge off and kept his son from going to the slammer. So things like that do happen in real life, is what I'm saying, is what my point is. And my hope is that attorney Ben Crump, I'm hoping that Ben Crump, hold on. Y'all don't look at what I was looking for. Mind y'all's business. Mind y'all's business, okay? Attorney Ben Crump, I hope he own it. Okay, somebody said, what if the roles were reversed? Oh, they'd all be in jail right now. Pending investigation. Pending investigation. Okay, let's see. According to his white friends, they said they thought Nolan joined another boat home. Meanwhile, new witness reports and photos have emerged showing that Nolan got into a fight with some of the guys around him at 4 p.m. at the beach and then mysteriously turned up, passed away. Look who you around. You look a fool to begin with. I'm sorry to say that like that, but look, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? I'm going to follow them. So this is him getting into a fight, apparently, with this young man straight across from him. I wonder if this man here with this hat on, he looks to also be not African American. Yikes. Yikes. Yikeroonies. Yikes, yikes, yikes. This is horrible. Look what this person gonna say. I do not feel sorry for Nolan Wells. If you're a black person and you look around your friend group and you're the only black person and you're okay with it, I think from that point, whatever happens to you, happens to you. I don't think that is the issue. I think that he didn't understand what was going on because his parents didn't wake him up. They're wealthy black people and they thought, oh, we live in this Caucasian community and we're just going to seamlessly fit in. No, you don't seamlessly fit in, ma'am, sir. You actually don't fit in at all. And you didn't wake your kid up. And you let your child go off on an excursion with all of these off-brand ass people and get killed. What are you talking about? Like, what? You didn't wake your kid up. That's crazy. You don't sit there and just let your child be stuck in the dark like that. You know what I'm saying? And just, like, that's really sad to me. Oh, that's really sad. Okay, a white man is coming through with the receipts. One of Nolan Xavier Wells' so-called friends is a son of a judge, and they lawyered up. This is why black folks need to hate crime.
238. Anyway, her family and community advocates heavily disputed the official findings, citing timeline discrepancies, the presence of unexplained injuries, and concerns over how the crime scene was handled. Now, this happened in Mississippi. That case happened in Forsyth County. Secret Service Sam here, and this Nolan Xavier Wells case is just not sitting well with anybody. Especially people in the black community are not trusting what happened. They're not believing that this was some type of accident. He was allegedly going to see a girl, and so I guess a guy named Warren, one of the friends, left him behind. He went on another boat. There is video circulating online that almost shows that there was some type of potential altercation or fight that took place. Then it turns out one of the kids who made it back safely, their parent is a judge, and all the kids are lawyered up. Why would you be so lawyered up so quickly if there was nothing that you did wrong. Now,
Exactly.
this is reminding a lot of people of Tamla Horsford, who died on November 4th, 2018 in Cummings, Georgia. She's a black mother of 5. She attended an adult sleepover with mostly white female friends. The next morning, she was found dead in the backyard. Official investigations by the Forsyth County Sheriff's Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation concluded her death was accidental, as a fall from a backyard deck. How do you just fall from a backyard deck? Authorities cited severe intoxication, with her autopsy revealing a blood alcohol level of 0.238. Anyway, her family and community advocates heavily disputed the official findings, citing timeline discrepancies, the presence of unexplained injuries, and concerns over how the crime scene was handled. Now, this happened in Mississippi. That case happened in Forsyth County, which has a lot of racist history. We need this to be transparent. This continues to happen in the black community, where what are the chances that every time it's a group of all white people and like one black friend, why it's like a horror movie where the black person has to die first. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. People are not going to let this sit at all. And when you have Cyrus Carmack Belton, then you have Carmelo Anthony, then you have to understand how painful this is to the community, that continually they're taken advantage of. And then when they claim something like this is racially motivated or whatnot, they're called victims, or they're saying, oh, you're just searching for something. Why are the boys lawyering up? Why did the boys have the kid's cell phone? Why did he have Nolan's cell phone and give it to the mother? You know how kids are, and all of us are with our phones. They are glued to our hip. How did the phone make it back, but he didn't? Something is suspect here. This is Mississippi. We've all seen Mississippi burning. We need justice for Nolan.
They have some Freaky Friday stuff happening in Mississippi, bruh. I'm telling y'all, something ain't right in the water down there. Okay? Now, with that being said, this man brings up some very, very great points. I think, and this is just me being skeptic, like being optimistic. I think in both of these cases, there was alcohol involved. That's where we have to start at. We have to stop right there for 1 second and acknowledge that things happen when you're drunk. You know, you do things when you're drunk that you feel like, oh, you wake up the next morning, you be like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? You know, people get drunk and get angry. People get drunk and get jealous and really let those emotions take them over. People get drunk and they get passionate. They want to get their point across. And if you don't agree with them, now they want to fight. These things happen. And it makes me wonder, well, did that happen to Nolan Wells? And Miss Horsford as well? Did that happen to him? Why do these young boys have lawyers? I told you guys, one of them, the son of a judge. Now, see, I heard it was attorneys. The son of a judge go crazy. So they're already behind the scenes. They done already talked to every lawyer in town. Listen, Judge Anthony's son is in some legal trouble. We have to protect him. We have to protect each other. It's about some little black boy that went with them on the 4th. Have you been hearing about it on the news? So annoying. They just have to find a way to be the center of attention. Like, I already know they're having those type of conversations behind the scenes. There's no ifs, ands, or buts in my brain about it. Okay. Well, let me see what he has.
And before I open the comment, I'm scrolling on Facebook and I seen this post. Swear to God, this is my first time seeing this post. And before I open the comments, just by looking at the pictures, I already knew where this shit was fucking going. It happens all the time. I will never in my fucking life, never in my life, go on a trip with white people and I'm the only black person. Never, 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 never. I think it's truly sad that I have never heard anything about this story, but when I seen these 4 pictures, I knew what the story would be in the comments. I knew. How y'all go on a trip and he the only one that don't come back? And you know what this reminded me of? This shit right here. Y'all remember this? You're the only black. I will never in my fucking life go do something with nothing but white people. And
you know what's crazy about this picture about Miss Horsford is that as she's leaning into this white woman here, this white woman is leaning away from her. And she don't even realize that. This lady is leaning so far away from you that you fully linked into her. She got her shoulder up, head over. Look at her demeanor. She don't even want you on her. What are you there for? Why do you feel like you need to try to fit in with these group of people? It's the low self-esteem. It's the not being woke. It's the why would you be in this group of people? What is happening here?
the only black person. Never, 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 never.
That's crazy. This is one of the many recordings on the 4th of July from people on boats on Horn Island, as they can see and hear the verbal altercation happening between a bunch of white boys and their black friend Nolan Xavier Wells. Why did they have his phone with them, and why was his body just found? Exactly. And you can see everybody looking at them. Everybody sees them arguing. Everybody's looking at them. So they knew damn well that I can't. I just read that and that's going to disturb my peace and I can't do it. Okay, I just can't. All right, let's get a load of who he was. Let's see.
It's the twin.
Little athlete taking pictures. People wanted to take pictures next to him. Let me see.
Because this shit's fucking rolling fucking well. What in the actual fuck is going on down in Mississippi? So listen, if you got a little time, let me walk you through this shit, because this shit's fucking wild. I try to stay out of it till you get all the details, but since they're circling the fucking wagons and refusing to help authorities, I'm gonna tell you what I think's going on. This picture right here, you will see Nolan and 4 of his friends that went on a boat party on July 4th. Only 4 of them returned without Nolan. His cell phone back to his mother. What the fuck? Right. Claiming they haven't seen him.
Nah, that would have had to be the most creepiest shit. My skin would have crawled out of my body. My skin, I would have been looking at that little white boy like he lost his effing mind. I probably would have had to attack his little ass and go back in. Because why? I would have caught the chills. I'm telling you, I would have been I'm telling you, my skin would have started crawling as soon as you bought me my child phone back. I would have already been like looking at you like, have you lost your fucking mind? Oh, hell no. Baby, you wouldn't have been able to do that. You wouldn't even been able to do that. That's crazy work. Ooh.
Since 3 p.m. These people right here remember seeing them partying and throwing beer cans and causing a ruckus and starting fights all the way up until 7:30 p.m. You want me to believe a friend?
I told y'all they was drinking. You see, he said that they saw him throwing beer cans. Now, that's a detail that I didn't have, but we just got it from this guy. Okay, I told you guys they was letting them kids drink on that damn island. Them kids was drunk. Do y'all think that fucking 18-year-olds know how to handle some liquor? What the hell? Them kids is probably confused and wondering what the fuck they did and why did I do that? And probably crying and turning red, maroon, blue, and green, and all kind of different colors. I'm telling you. Okay.
That you've known for years goes missing in Mississippi for hours and hours and hours, and you not only don't look for him, but then you go home without him, without calling the cops, and you just bring his phone back to his fucking mom. And then there's this video right here. Did you hear it? There is clearly an argument going on shore where they clearly say, fuck you, motherfucker, you're not getting on the boat. Even though they didn't have time to call the police or start an investigation right away, had plenty of time to deactivate all their fucking social media. Not to mention, these little fuckers' parents are judges, doctors, and other high-ranking members of the community. Let me see if I can play out what exactly fucking happened here. Noah goes out on a boat with 4 of his friends. There is some sort of argument on shore. If a fight ensued, took him back out on the boat. I allegedly believe they did something to him. Then came back to the same spot they were.
I definitely think that they could have left on the boat. Because why would nobody see him drowning? Nah.
Partied all the way past. Not to mention, these little fuckers' parents are judges, doctors, and other high-ranking members of the community. Let me see if I can play out what exactly fucking happened here. Noah goes out on a boat with 4 of his friends. There is some sort of argument on shore. If a fight ensued, took him back out on the boat. I allegedly believe they did something to him. Then came back to the same spot they were in, partied all the way past 7:30 p.m. Have witnesses saying you were there, remember. Then brought his belongings back to his fucking mom. Look, I hope I'm fucking wrong here, but things aren't adding up. None of it makes fucking sense. None of it adds up to something benign happened. Y'all need to be saying his fucking name. Even if they didn't, fuck each and every one of them for abandoning their friend, not even searching for him so that they could drink and party the rest of July 4th away. Be careful who you choose for friends. I promise you, the only way a snake can fucking bite you is if it's right fucking next to you. Rest in peace, Nolan.
Hey, on soul. He spoke so many facts just now, because he brings up a very, very good theory, right? And his theory makes a lot of sense in the aspect of why nobody heard Nolan Wells drowning if he supposedly drowned, right? So his theory, Liam Xavier, in which I followed him, and thank you, Liam, for that, for caring about the community as you do. So his theory is that Mr. Nolan Wells got back on the boat after that argument. He got back on the boat with his friends, and it wasn't 4 of them, as he said, it was actually 3 of them, right? And as he gets back on the boat, they do something to him. And wait, hold on. What are you talking about? You're getting hit on my channel. You're a weirdo. And nobody saw your comment but me. Yeah, you're definitely hitting on my channel. I'm glad I came to look at these messages, because you're out of here. Wait, let me see. You're out of here too. Nobody can see all these comments that y'all leaving. All these little arsist comments, these little racist comments y'all leaving. Nobody can see them but me. Okay? You're doing too much. You're doing too much. Okay? Let me go ahead and block y'all. I'm so glad that YouTube has their own moderation. Hold on. Okay, this person blocked. Thank you to to Wilbert Howard for putting that wench in her place. And we're not going to say her name on this channel because her and her comment, everything she wrote going to be gone. So she won't be here in the future. Did Gracias 78, that's what you think? Hold on. You're an idiot. I'm not going to say your name, but you know who you are. Oh, Pastor Mac, please, because I need you. Thank God. Hold on. Add as a moderator right now. Thank you, Lord. Okay, I got you in there. You are now modded up, Pastor Mac. Please get these motherfuckers out of here. Okay? All right. So this man brings up a very great point. His point is that the reason why people may not have seen Nolan Wills drown is because he could have gotten back on the boat with his friends, right? They end up still arguing. The arguments are continuing. They did something to him. It was 3 little white boys and him, okay? Then they took him to the northern point. The tip is what they're calling it, of Horn Island. They took him to the tip of Horn Island and threw his body off the boat right there and then drove home. But they had his phone and they didn't want to keep possession of his phone because then it would look like something happened to him, and they knew about it because they kept his phone. They thought if I take the phone to his mom, it won't be GPS tracking me and it'll look like I'm actually helping him since he didn't want to come back and he lost his phone. Versus me looking like I took his phone and kept it. Because if nothing happened to your friend and you knew you was going to see them the next day or whatever, hell, wouldn't you maybe, if it's, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't you keep the phone for the next day if nothing happened to your friend and you could just be like, there you go, friend, there you go your phone. You left your phone. You so crazy you left your damn phone. Like, you feel
Nolan!
You would think that after Nolan Wills was pronounced unalive and his body was found, his friends would be putting out posts saying, rest in peace, oh my God, something. But no, everybody is dead silent. Every last person that was there has deleted their Instagram, their Facebook, their social media. Everybody's gone quiet, including the parents, okay, y'all? Including the parents, including a judge, okay, attached to one of those kids. Everybody's going media.
Well, you have to expect them to go quiet. Let me tell you why I don't like this post. So this post in particular makes no sense. The reason why is because if these people are judges and defense attorneys and attorneys and lawyered up and all this other stuff, they're going to tell them to stop talking. They're going to already know not to mention the facts of the case unless it's to the investigators or in court. Like, so this particular post from her makes no sense and it looks uneducated. I'm gonna turn from her. We're gonna go.
So I just want to be clear, and I hope y'all are clear with me. Kendrick Johnson died being rolled up in a mat.
Yes, bring
and
that
nobody
up.
knew what happened.
Yes, wake that up. Wake up, Kendrick Johnson.
Right?
Wake it up.
Tamla Hosford went with some friends and ended up deceased, and nobody knew what happened.
Tamla, that's how you say it.
Nolan Xavier Wells went on a boating trip with some friends, and nobody knows what happened. It's amazing and very telling how Black bodies can go missing when they're not the majority in the room. And the people who are the majority tend to walk free without any type of consequence. Like, it's okay to just say, oh, we don't know what happened. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Nobody gets to go to jail for it. There is no justice, nothing. It's just, we don't know what happened. Really? Really? Okay. Historically speaking, we have not been okay when it has been us in singular proximity to majority non-Black spaces because of anti-Blackness and racism. Because people know that if they harm us, the justice system does not always swing our way when it comes to a positive outcome. My heart breaks for the family of Nolan Xavier Wells. And I pray that the justice system does what they need to do. But it's Mississippi. It's Mississippi. Black parents talk to your children. Black families talk to each other. Black friends talk to each other.
Because what the hell?
About being in these spaces alone. Because we know, historically speaking, it don't always end up safe for us. We may be able to survive the workplace being the only one sometimes, and even that has its ramifications. But in groups of friendships and gatherings and different things of that nature, for some reason, we tend to disappear, or our bodies end up deceased. And nobody can explain why.
My. It has got to stop. It has got to stop. We are being attacked from left, right, up, down, all around. I mean, just a mess. Just a mess. Seriously. My VIPT in the house. Okay, Pastor Mac. I believe you're on in my DMs. So now since you are VIPT, you have to get in our VIPT chat. So we have an offline chat where we video and stuff like that with each other. I'm going to send you the link, but it has to be via DM or TikTok or something like that. So just go ahead and DM me and say I'm ready for the link, and then I'll send it to you. Okay. But all of these things are facts about Nolan Wells. And about the community that he was in and his parents. And I'm glad that I'm not the only person that can see that his parents want to fit in with these people. And they don't feel good about us. They don't feel good about who they are being them. They don't like us. So they thought, oh, let me fit in with this community. Let me be better than these type of people who they think we are. We're not like them. We're this way, more like y'all. And they're the definition of they not like us. That's exactly what Kendrick meant. Because y'all thought y'all was going to go over there and it was safe for you over there. You thought it was safer for you there in that headspace of not liking us or yourself and treasuring those people and coveting those people and their culture. And that's crazy. You got to love yourself. Love on yourself as a black person. Love who God made you to be. Love your culture. I can't tell you how many African American people I've seen. Oh my Lord, I hate rap and all this and that and the other and all this other stuff. And it's like, babe, you don't have to hate it to not listen to it, babe. You don't have to hate it to not listen to it. You don't have to hate the people, the rappers. Oh, these rappers think that. You don't have to do it. It's okay. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not walking around talking about, oh, I hate country music. I hate Katy Perry. You don't hear me talking like that. That's crazy. You don't even hear me saying I hate K-pop. You don't have to hate something and not listen to it. You feel what I'm saying? Rodney says, I've traveled the world for years with my white friends. I'm usually the only black guy there, even on boats. Don't fall for the social media propaganda demonizing entire races for clicks. This man is not woke. This is an unwoke, mixed man. He don't even look fully, okay, yes he do. He's unwoke. Unwoke. Straight sleep. Straight to bed. Why would we be feeling that way if it were not for history. Why would that be something that we just say for clicks and propaganda? I can't stand people like him. Now I understand people was mad at me for not agreeing with that situation with the stabbing, with the I done just forgot the boy name because I've been talking about Nolan Wills all day. Metcalf and the boy that just went to jail. Okay, I can't remember his name. I don't forgot. But a lot of people didn't agree with me for that because they're like, oh, you don't even know the whole story, but you think you know the whole story. What I know is that someone passed away over a little argument over not being in a damn tent, and it could have been throwing hands. And then this boy pulled a knife out of school. I know he had a knife at a school. Okay? That alone, there you go. Carmelo Anthony, thank you, Wilbur. I appreciate that. That alone is enough for me to know what I think about the situation, okay?
Alright, just because he's white, I don't know if they harassing you. Does that... Hey, broski, are you good?
Wait, I'm trying to see something.
I'm just checking on you. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, just because he's white, I don't know if they harassing you. Just let me know if they harassing you. I got you, bro.
I got you.
And you can hang out with me anytime, alright?
For sure.
Alright, love, bro.
Wait, I'm trying to see something.
Period. Oh my goodness. I'm just disgusted at the whole thing.
Didn't remember anything, but they remembered. These are Nolan Wells' friends that didn't remember anything, but they remembered to deactivate every single social media account that they have. Them, his girlfriend, their parents, all the accounts deactivated and wiped clean. All of them. Jax, Eric, Wyatt, Warren, Morgan, jail. Jail for everyone. Because you know, they're already circling the wagons. They're already lawyered up. But wait, their parents are doctors, lawyers, and judges. This is the father of one of his friends. And this is the stepmama, Ashley Cole. Court judge for Jackson, George, and Greene counties in the beautiful state of Mississippi has already deactivated her account. Deactivated all the accounts, and they have all unfollowed Nolan. And this is Katie, who's either a friend, close friend, or girlfriend, who is supposedly, allegedly cooperating with authorities because all the other friends are lawyered up and circling the wagons and not helpful and not talking. The doctors and the lawyers and the judges' parents of these 5 have said that they would like privacy, please, at this time. But you know what? Name them publicly. No privacy and no peace for Eli, also known as Jax, Eric, Wyatt, Warren, and Morgan. What happened to Nolan? What did you do to Nolan? His phone came back safe, but he didn't? Why were y'all arguing just minutes before he was reported missing? And y'all were continuing to party late into the evening. Other boats that were docked and parked next to yours saw y'all. But Nolan was missing. We're gonna find out. The truth shall come to light.
Because they dumped his body at the tip of that daggone island and went back to doing what they was doing and then drove home. Okay? Just disgusting. How could they do some stuff like that? Why you never applied to work for the Breakfast Club? Travis Johnson, you're really late. I think I'm almost an hour into this video. I'm an hour and 4 minutes. No, that's not what happened. That's Gracias. Stop doing that. Somebody unalived this boy. This boy is an athlete. He can swim. Why would he not be able to swim? Okay. He is an athlete. You have to think about these things.
In the water near the northwest. The body of 18-year-old black teen Nolan Xavier Wells has been found. His white friends who were with him on the trip have already hired lawyers. Wells vanished July 4 during a 4th of July boat outing to Horn Island, Mississippi, about 10 miles off the Gulf Coast. A park ranger found him in the water near the northwest end on July 6th. His phone was not with him, It was in his father's possession. The island has no cell coverage and is only accessible by private boat. Search teams, including the Cajun Navy, scoured land and sea since his disappearance. Authorities have not said how many people were on the boat or who made the missing person report. But online video suggests a possible altercation before the friends left Wells behind. One friend is the child of a judge, and all of them quickly retained lawyers. Wells was reportedly heading to meet a girl, but instead his friends took another boat and departed without him. Why did his phone return, but he did not? Why the immediate legal protection? The family and activists are furious, comparing this to other cases where Black victims' deaths were dismissed as accidents. Officials are awaiting DNA confirmation, though the family says they have identified him. What do you think? The body of 18-year-old...
I think I'm disgusted. That's what I think. I think I'm just totally disgusted. I'm really, really not okay.
Say that Nolan was...
Wait, hold on. Before I play this video, let me just tell y'all something. This video is 31 minutes long. This is Nolan Xavier Wells' friends, according to Janice Ayers, as y'all can read it with me. This is her exposing what allegedly happened. Now, I don't know who this is. I'm watching this with y'all. We're going to just listen up. If it's stupid as hell, I'm turning. If I feel like it's fake, I'm turning. Seriously.
Everybody that was near that boat is...
Alexis.
I just wanted to come up here and say that Nolan was my friend, and that all these like stories going around, like even from like our point of view, because we're getting it different than what the public is seeing because we're at the behind the scenes. But they definitely did something to him, and they're all trying to change the story. Everybody that was near that boat is trying to defend all their other friends, and every time you talk to a different person, the story is changing.
Wow.
Can you tell that to the guy that just left off this panel? What was his name?
He gone. I don't remember.
Yeah, I bet he is.
So Alexis, Cindy is saying be careful. But is there anything that you can tell us in detail, like that you feel safe saying? I don't want you to say anything that you can't say or don't feel safe saying.
Like, what do you want to know?
So what exactly happened from you guys' side?
From our side, there was an altercation with a different boat, which had other kids on it, Black kids, and there was an altercation. There was a fight, something happened, and they went back to their respective boats or whatever. And when his best friend was on the other boat, so when he went to go like check up on Nolan and everything after the fight, Nolan's boat was gone, but they had stayed for a couple more hours. And so when they got back to land, they had his phone. So Nolan didn't even have his phone. The phone was at one of the boys' houses, and they didn't want to give it to his parents, and they had to send somebody to go get the phone from his house. That's why, like, when we checked his location, everybody was like thinking that it wasn't serious because we saw his location and said he was in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, like at his house. But they wouldn't give his phone back to his parents, and they were seen eating out the next day.
Wow.
And when somebody asked them, like, hey, why aren't you out looking for your friend? They said, y'all already think we did it.
Did what?
Exactly. And then also that night, they were seen at multiple parties when they got back from the island around like 7 o'clock. So they still continued to go out that night, knowing that Nolan wasn't with them and that nobody had seen him.
So what pisses me off the most is they did allegedly whatever they did, but on top of that, they didn't even care. Mm-hmm. You're partying.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I'm definitely sorry that you guys
said kids do stupid stuff all the time.
That's not stupid. They just didn't care.
Somebody being unalive is something stupid. Is you for real? What is y'all talking about in these comments today? Listen, what you just said was stupid. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So, sorry, Alexis, quickly, you said there was the altercation that happened on the boat was with other black kids. There were other black people on the island.
There obviously, yes, but they rode on separate boats. There was supposed to be other black people on the boat with Nolan, but they got told last minute that they couldn't go because there wasn't like enough space. But the story that they keep trying to push out to everybody is that the boat was sinking and taking on water, and they were telling Nolan that he needed to get on the boat, but Nolan wanted to stay back with a girl that he never met, which he wouldn't have done. Because if that was like, we're all from the same surrounding areas, she goes to Moss Point, which is like 20 minutes away. Why could you not hang out on land when you got back?
If the boat that you came in was sinking and you knew that.
And so that was like the crazy thing is that they're talking about, the boat was sinking. And he didn't want to get on the boat and the boat had to get towed back. But if that was the case and he said he wanted to stay there, why did you take his phone back and not leave him on an island without a way to get home?
Somebody.
So, Alexis, I do want to ask you this. Bubba is asking in the chat, what was the fight about? Do you know what the fight was about?
Do not. I think it was like just people got heated. There was obviously drinking and stuff, and they were probably arguing about something and it just escalated more than it should have. But in the videos that you can see, obviously the fight was loud enough and big enough to cause all the other surrounding boats to pay attention and that be the main focus of what everybody was seeing at the time.
And Alexis, I do want to ask you something else. How long were they friends?
They've been friends for a minute. I mean, these people have gone to school together since elementary school.
Wow.
And so I want to ask another question.
Wait a minute. So on top of everything else she's saying, because she's actually saying, she's saying some stuff, okay? But on top of everything else that she's saying, and her detail about the boat sinking, they're telling them that the boat was sinking, and they asked him to come back, and he refused to because he wanted to stay with the girl. Those are definitely behind the scene details. Those are not details that the public is getting. So I can believe what she's saying. I can believe what she's saying, like how the stories keep changing and they keep saying this happened, that happened, the other, whatever. It sounds like she really knows Nolan, because she's like he would not have done that. She seemed angry about that detail, which we need her to talk to the investigators and let them know that. We need her to have that same passion when she talked to the detectives. I'm gonna need their whole social media unit to be tuned into what Amber or Ashley had to say. Okay? That's just period, point blank. I'm gonna go ahead and repost that right quick.
From the chat, Dark chat
on to school together.
And Alexis, I do want to ask
Alexis. Okay, and another thing is these boys and this girl that have deactivated their accounts in connection to Nolan Wells, they've been going to school with him since elementary and they're behaving like this. This is why I blame that parent. You thought it was okay for you to raise your child from infantile stages until now without teaching him any type of awareness in regards to being an African American man, a black man. You thought he was just going to just cruise through life. Girl.
to something else. How long were they friends?
They've been friends for a minute. I mean, these people have gone to school together since elementary school.
Yes, and I want to ask another question from the chat. Dark Chocolate said, my thing is, why did the boat really have to get towed back, and was his BODY on it?
There is some speculation, like this is just like hearsay, that the boat was owned by this dude Wyatt. But when the boat got brought back, it was parked at Warren's house, which is his mom is the judge or whatever. And somebody said they drove by like later that night and like they were cleaning out the boat. Like it was like dark night, not like regular time when you would clean out a boat. It was like later at night. And then there was a girl on the boat that's not in any of the pictures or wasn't the girl that he was talking to. And when she got back on land, she turned off like her Snap location, but her best friend still had her location on Find My iPhone. And she was at, all of them were at one house for like 4 hours.
That's suspicious.
Yeah.
Like what? First of all, like if you got back on the 4th of July, you came back, you're supposed to be having a good time still. There's like a little after party, you're still vibing. Why is everybody's Snapchats going off? Why is social media is getting deleted? Why are we acting so suspicious? Like it's 4th of July. You just had fun on an island. Like what are you doing?
Exactly. Like stop it. Like y'all up in these comments just sounding fucking slow as fuck.
Yes,
Come on,
Alexis, I do want to ask you too as well. So you did already confirm that one of the parents was a judge, so thank you for that. Also, I wanted to ask you, can you confirm that all of their social media has been scrubbed? So is it scrubbed or is it deactivated?
Only 2 of them are deactivated, but a couple of them are just private now. But the mom judge, she did deactivate hers. So like only 2 of them are actually, so 3 of them I guess are deactivated, and then the rest of them are just private.
Alexis, I have a question. Based on what you know of the friends, can you shed light on their dynamic? Is Wyatt and Warren closer than, I don't know, the other guys? How does Nolan fit in the group? Is he at the bottom? Is he...
I don't know like their dynamic personally, but like they've all played sports together. Wyatt actually went to my school, so he didn't go to the same school as the other 3 kids that were in the picture. And actually the picture that's circulating, Wyatt's not even in that picture.
Ah, okay.
But the person that was to the left of him with the long hair and the black glasses, that's probably who he was the closest with. But the other ones, like, they're just friends that have been together. Like, we've all been at people's parties. Everybody hosts different ones. So, like, we all know each other from each other.
So the blue glasses is who he...
So you would think if he's closer to the one with the glasses, and you would think that if they've all known each other and been to each other's events and all this stuff, that this will be being handled differently. For these young men to go out party and know that something happened to him, this is weird. This is really weird, and it's unsafe to be around those young men. They really don't think anything of life and death. That's sociopathic type of behavior. Because why is this the behavior afterward? Weird.
He really doesn't know. I'm looking at the picture now. The people.
No, he knows all of them. But if he was like to be closer to somebody, it would be the boy that was wearing the black glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, Wyatt is he was the quarterback for Biloxi.
Now, was this an actual physical altercation that took place on land? Or
somebody did get in a fight and that somebody got hit. But this was on land. It wasn't in the water.
Okay, see, because I've heard and read certain things of, arguments, fighting, and, you never know exactly, but you being a source is nice to know that there was an actual physical altercation. And is it my understanding that one of the young men is 21? Is it Warren or Wyatt, or are one of them of age?
I don't think so. We all graduated. They graduated a year under me.
Okay.
So I think Wyatt graduated with me. So he might have turned 21 this year. So I have no idea. Okay. But it would have been Warren that would have turned.
And see, this is another thing we have to be careful of too, with our 18, 19-year-olds that are still living at home, still in high school, and not all the way adulting yet. We need to be careful with the fact that, hey, they've gone to school with these 12th graders, and now that they're in, this grade, these 12th graders are now adults. And not only are these 12th graders adults, now they didn't turn 21 and can buy liquor. And now, Nolan Wells is 19, but Wyatt is 21. And now Wyatt is buying alcohol for underage children, underage drinkers. You understand what I'm saying? And a person that's not fully adulting. And he could have been so inebriated that all of his motor skills and anything else just, he couldn't fight back. It could have been that. He just couldn't fight back. He was so drunk, they just goddamn tossed him over and just let him drown. Fuck it. Fuck him. You never know, because at the end of the day, Wyatt is over here buying liquor. Just saying.
So, Alexis, I do want to ask as well. So, when there is partying going on, are drugs and alcohol the norm?
Drugs? No.
Don't say the word.
Oh. I would never be at a party with drugs.
Okay.
Alcohol.
I'm talking about for them. For them, do you know?
Maybe if they did it secretly in a bathroom or something, but that was never like something that would be brought out publicly. But I definitely, like, as all these people have gone to college, that has become the new norm.
Okay.
But alcohol, definitely.
Right.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Kristen.
So the judge that you said that she removed her social media, said is this the same judge that the boat was at her house?
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is also the same judge.
Oh my God.
That didn't grant access to the lady that got. She asked for permission to do custody exchanges with her kid at a police station, and she said no. And then the baby daddy unalived her. And then also, she's the same judge that told Aubrey Wyatt's mom, the 13-year-old that unalived herself, that she couldn't post on social media to speak her truth.
Oh no. Oh no. Did y'all just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? Oh God. I gotta go back and let y'all hear that one more again. I got ain't no freaking way.
Yes.
That she
Did y'all hear that? The boat that was in question in regards to this incident was found at this judge's house, who is the parents of one of the children that was on the trip with Nolan Wells. Okay, so they confiscated the boat from her home, and then on top of that, or the boat was at her home, and then on top of that, this judge is known, has a record of being essentially, I want to say the word cruel to minors, in regards to their parents or whatever the case, to the point where some people have been unalived, including a woman and her child, and then the 13-year-old that unalived herself. Why would you tell a 13-year-old they can't post on social media? Why would you tell a 13-year-old that's going through why is social media your main concern for this 13-year-old? It should have been, I would like a mental health evaluation for her. She needs to be in anger management by the end of the month. It would have been some of that. I want you to do 20 hours of community service just so you can make sure she's doing something other than what she was doing. Anything different. Why would her social media be your damn thing? Just
moved her social media. Said is this the same judge that the boat was at her house?
Yes.
This is also the same judge
that didn't grant access to the lady that got. She asked for permission to do custody exchanges with her kid at a police station, and she said no. And then the baby daddy unalived her. And then also, she's the same judge that told Aubrey Wyatt's mom, the 13-year-old that unalived herself, that she couldn't post on social media to speak her truth.
So, Alexis, I want to ask you one question. And the phone was at this judge's house, right?
I'm not sure where it was, but it was on the boat. But they were not trying to give it to their parents.
Because I'm asking because if they were scrubbing the boat, and I have to say allegedly, then they may have scrubbed the phone too.
That's
But
also what I'm thinking.
Oh, she just followed me back, y'all.
Because
shout out to Janice Ayers. Hey, she just followed me back because y'all just saw me follow her. You guys make sure you go follow her. I'm grateful for the fact that she actually reached out and spoke to somebody. She said, "Oh my God, thank you for following me. I followed you back. I used to watch you on YouTube all the time." Of course. Of course. Oh, I can't even sign in on that phone. Of course. But yes. Hold on. I'm trying to sign back in. Thing just signed me out for nothing. What the heck? Hold on. Create a passcode. Okay. Of course, I'm very proud to see you thriving on this line. And then on top of that, I was listening to your interview with Alexis, one of the people that's close to Nolan Wells, and I admire what you did with that. I appreciate your work, and I'm proud of you. Okay, let's go on. Y'all make sure y'all go follow by Janice Ayers on X and on all her social media. Okay? All right.
Sam told us that the body was moved. Can you confirm that?
I have no topics on that, but it's just very it doesn't make sense how his body was found in the first place that they looked.
Yes, and the reason why I'm asking that, because if his body was moved, they could have used his face to unlock it and then put him back.
That is also true.
Yeah. That is creepy as hell to even think about.
Unfortunately for them, digital footprint is a bitch.
Yes.
It can be dug up.
And I think Snapchat is going to take it all down because that's where all the evidence is.
Yeah, his brother right now is literally harassing people and texting them and trying to set the story straight. Some of I don't know his name, but the last name Seymour, his mom is texting people trying to tell the story. But each time they tell the story, it's different from each person.
I'm sorry. I got a question because you said that they was going around and they were saying that the boat was sinking. So if that's going along with the dialogue and that's how he drowned in GTA, wouldn't the boat have been deep in the water just as he was drowning? Like how? I'm confused.
That's what we're trying to figure out. They said that the boat was sinking and that they had to get it towed back, but how would it end up back at his house?
But what I'm saying is, like, was it all? Because I'm thinking like the boat would have been deep in the water since he's drowned in GTA. That doesn't make sense.
No, I think the way it works is like when a boat, it sometimes collects water when it's out for too long. If there's like a small hole, or if the waves are coming, the current is coming up too high and splashing water into the boat, it'll collect water and kind of like weigh the boat down. So in that case, you've got to take it out of that area to a place where the current is less high so that it doesn't actually sink. So the boat wasn't necessarily sinking. It was just collecting water, from what I know.
All right.
Dark Chocolate is thinking like me.
Sense.
She said, I believe Nolan was on the boat. The boat never sank. This was a cover up. I definitely agree with that.
I feel like that is a very, very logical theory. I'm not going to hold you. Because why would... Okay, so at the end of the day, if the boat was sinking and his body was not on it, I don't know. I don't agree with. I don't understand. I think something happened and they damaged the boat while they was fighting. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that maybe they were attacking him. They were doing something to him, and they damaged the boat in the process of flinging him around or whatever they were doing, and it became a crime scene. And they knew that because their parents are doctors and lawyers and attorneys and judges. And I think instead of them, you know, just having any more DNA all over the crime scene, they was like, tow this back, and we finna clean this up at the house. Simple. That's really what I think happened, because everything else don't make a lot of sense to me. Seriously.
That's what I'm getting to. Because
that's what I also think, because his best friend was on the other boat that had like the altercation or whatever. And when the fight and everything happened, they went to their separate boats.
Like their thing.
They went to their separate boats, and when his best friend said he went back to like go check on him and see how he was doing, their boat was gone, and they had stayed for a couple more hours. So if you were like you wanted to stay back with this girl or whatever, and you didn't have a ride back, wouldn't you have asked your best friend to ride back with him? And he never saw him the rest of the night. And also the girl that they said was that he stayed back for was the boat literally directly next to them. So how did each side say that they thought they were staying with each other, but nobody saw him?
Yeah, it just doesn't add up at all. None of it makes sense.
None of it.
They didn't practice on their stories good enough.
They did so fucking slow. And I'm trying to understand. This person telling us to wait for the fucking autopsy. Why? Well, we fucking know.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah, they definitely need to check the phones.
I need the autopsy and the forensic on the phones immediately. Like there's no reason why. Hell, why haven't they collected these people's phones, and why haven't we heard the body is at the medical examiner and that I haven't heard anything back. We should have been heard this by now. Something, at least something. We don't know nothing. Literally nothing. I don't like it.
But Alexis, I definitely want to thank you for sharing that information, because you definitely didn't have to. I definitely appreciate it, and I can't say I'm sorry enough for you guys' loss. You guys shouldn't be going through this, but that's why we talk about topics like this, because we don't talk about it, it's going to get covered up.
Right. Alexis, another question. Are people like gathering in his name there? Are people like doing things, or is there any sort of like community outreach or stuff that's happening there for him?
I know we've done stuff as a friend group. There was a small protest at the lighthouse by I don't know who's that, but we're just waiting for like the final stuff so that we can all meet up. We're all going to church together on Sunday so that we can just honor him and all that other stuff. But we're waiting for like the big like funeral and everything to happen.
Yeah, I want to highlight Dark Chocolate really quickly. She's asking, do you know if the person that seen them outside at night went to the police?
I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did, because they're supposed to be getting polygraphed, but they all said no.
Of course.
And then before they even as soon as they were
they refused a polygraph. Baby, them people know they going to jail for a long, long time. They better enjoy every moment that they have free. They're going to jail for a very long time. But also, this tells me that the police are trying to investigate. They are trying to understand what happened. And so that gives me some type of comfort. Very little, but some type of comfort to know that at least they are still doing something. Because what I don't want to happen is this to be swept under the rug because these people are who they are. It's just not fair. It's just not right. This is just wrong. This whole thing is wrong. And in some of the pictures, it is 4 of them. My bad.
Like getting taken in to get questioned, they all had lawyers.
So you can confirm that too.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you back about this judge. I know you gave us a little bit of insight. Is she known around you guys' city and town as being dirty?
I don't know her. I just know of the three. Well, this would be the third instant that she has like messed up for the black community. But I know her kid, and he loves to say the N word.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
There it is.
so man.
Jeez. I mean, wow.
Like,
so you can confirm that too.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you back about this judge. I know you gave us a little bit of insight. Is she known around you guys' city and town as being dirty?
I don't know her. I just know of the three. Well, this would be the third instant that she has like messed up for the black community. But I know her kid, and he loves to say the N word.
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
There it is.
So man.
Jeez. I mean, wow.
So I do want to ask you too, Alexis. Have you been to the police?
No. All this stuff that like I'm telling y'all is stuff that like we've talked about like as a whole of people that have already said it to them.
Okay. I do find it interesting too because if you were one of his friends, I'm curious as to why the police hasn't even reached out to you for anything, for any information.
Because I'm telling you the stuff that we've been told by people that have gone to talk to them already.
Okay. That makes sense. Does anybody else have any questions? I know the story is very is a lot, but Alexis has definitely given us a lot of information.
Definitely.
Does anybody else have any question? Crypto Boy saying, why would they? She wasn't on the boat. Crypto, when things happen, people do talk. And yes, Bubba, it is hearsay.
Yeah, I guess the person who owns the boat would have all of the information, the driver of the boat. And obviously he's not going to say anything because he's lawyered up, which is really suspicious because if that was your friend, you'd want to just like say like, yo, this is what happened. Like, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's very sad. Very, very sad.
Okay. So we're going to, I'm trying to find something real fast. Oh boy. I hate when they make y'all see all my business. That really irritates me. Okay. We gotta go Gracie. Okay. All right. So I want to actually try to. Damn. Wait a minute. Okay. This is Katie's, I believe, mother or yeah, this is Katie's mother. So Nolan's girlfriend's mother. This is her, okay, from Pascagoula, Mississippi. Okay, she obviously have deleted everything off her profile. But, which, obviously we can't really blame the woman because of hell. What? She said in another thing. Oh, this guy named Mari Polk. He's a black guy. Let's see what he has to say before I read what she has to say. Okay, so somebody said, What exact time did Kaylee leave Nolan? When exactly? Where did they separate? Who else was at the beach? How many boats was there? Da 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 da. Right? You see so those are questions, right? You have a little black girl and a black boy right here. Kayla K said, literally the sweetest family ever. If you know, you know. Gracie McCormick was one of my closest childhood friends, and I never felt uncomfortable around her family. Mrs. Dixie Neem treated me like I was one of her own. And then Mari Polk said, and another thing, I'm standing behind Katie McCormick. I understand y'all don't know her, but me and 1,000 other of us have literally slept, ate, and partied at the McCormick house. Don't forget that's Dixie's child, 100. Okay, so she has a community of people standing behind her with this Dixie person. This is, I believe, the sister right here, or something. I don't know, something about the sister. I gotta look more into that. I gotta look more into it. But here's what the mom said. Obviously, she said Katie had a conversation and assumed that Nolan was getting ready to get on the boat he came out in. Katie made it home because she was on another boat and with different people. Katie was safe because my brother and sister-in-law went and got her. Katie assumed the friends telling him to get on the boat wouldn't have left him. Me and my family have talked, called, and we're sending prayers to bring Nolan home. We have given all the answers we can give to his mom and authorities. That is what she said. Okay. A lot of people standing behind Katie on this one. Obviously, there's going to be people that have questions, you know.
Off the coast of Mississippi.
There's going to be people that are going to wonder things. They're going to want to know why, you know. And I'm sure for these people, especially these Caucasian people, I know this, especially ones that have nothing to do with it. I know that's crazy. What is it? Oh, that's my post. That's from me being wretched. Don't lie. All right. We weren't going to post this as I'm not a fan of teen violence, but it's popped up various platforms along with a skewed narrative on Wednesday. What? On Wednesday night? What? Whoa, what? Whoa. We weren't going to post this. I'm a fan of teen violence, but this popped up on various platforms already, along with a skewed narrative. On Wednesday night, 3 females accompanied by 2 males attempted to gang assault Grace at her place of employment. She knew one of the girls. Wait. Is this the same, or is they talking about the same Gracie? No, this 23 weeks ago. Is this the same Gracie? Hold on. Gracie who? No, I want to see. Show me the sensitivities. I hate stuff like this. Like, just let me see the video. Oh my God. Okay. Dude. I know this better not be the same Gracie. Because Gracie old.
You don't eat that tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a whole different Gracie. Okay. Well, Gracie, I hope you pull it together, child. Over there at work. All right. If you guys want to watch this full video from Janice Ayers, make sure you guys head over to her social media. You guys, man, I'm disturbed, and I'm not gonna really be undisturbed until we get the autopsy. I'm to that point. I'm to the point where, honestly, what are we really talking about here? Like, you know, we could talk until our faces are blue. But at the end of the day, you know, we need an autopsy. And we need to understand what happened. And if they blame it on alcohol, I'm going to be pissed. Seriously, I don't want to hear, oh, well, his alcohol level was this, that, and the other, because guess what? Then somebody still need to go to jail because they weren't supposed to be giving him alcohol. He was not even 19 years old yet. He was about to turn 19. It was Wyatt that was 21 years old that was buying alcohol for his teen friend group. Okay. So I'm just saying, either way it goes, I'm looking for somebody to get locked up a snap off of this situation. Why is he the only black boy? Why is he the only black boy in your friend group? And why is he gone? Why is he unalived? I'm not okay with this at all. Understand? All right, let me read some comments. Lanier said, this is a new form of hazing. I call it a privileged social circle fraternity, and all of their parents are socially connected. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm ignoring that person. Thank you, Pastor Mac, VIPT. The only black person on the island with all whites, no cell service. That's a recipe for disaster, says Wilbert Howard. Period. 16 Sammy said, come out from amongst them. Period. Get your over here. Wilbert Howard also said, even people in your circle can hurt you. Facts. Facts. Judge Shady Court was in here. She's bald. I don't know if she is still in here. Whatever the case, her edges are still in here. She left them behind because she's bald on the side. She said they got drunk allegedly. Facts. They definitely got drunk. She also said that's why that judge had them react that way. Probably worried about her job. That makes sense because they did react in a very weird way to deactivate all of their social media. That's crazy. Chili said, I went to school with some real white folk. I feel you. What I didn't understand what you're talking about, the coffee on the pillow. And YouTube moderated that comment. It didn't show it to the public, it showed it to me. Well, it didn't show it to me. I had to press it and press OK for it to show. But I see what you said about some coffee on the pillow, and I don't know what you're talking about. Vampires of Tomorrow, it's a classes issue too. Now, many of us experience wealth or access, and the few that do are targeted. That's what I was saying about his parents not being woke enough to tell him that. Like, to tell him that you're still a black man. It don't matter how much motherfucking money you got. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You let your money be your identity, and that's a fucking problem. That's why that's why you see people end up becoming doctors and lawyers and shit. Then when they lose their job, they kill themselves and kill their families and all that other stuff. Because you let your money be your identifying factor, and that's not what this is. This ain't that. That makes absolutely no sense to do. It's absolutely a classist issue. And somebody else said, I don't know. That's the same person talking about a cup. I don't know what you're talking about. For sure need the hate crime. I don't understand how the facts. All right, y'all. Yeah, I just wanted to look at some comments. Yeah, I deleted a whole bunch of people off of here though. Shout out to Kelly Bay for being she number 3 in the comments, but she was number 1 to comment. She said the irritating part of that is that you can't do anything about it. You want to know what a parent is thinking. First of all, they're thinking their child. Let's start there. So maybe she was getting smart mouth with me, but she was the first to comment. Shout out to you, girl. Bring that ass back and do it again. See me cuss you out. I'm just playing. All right, leave comments. Let me know what y'all think about this Nolan Wells situation, man. This situation is absolutely diabolical.